And then back they get down to the rim. Oh, great block. James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. Oh, Boyd took the advantage and played on from inside the center square. Boyd kicked the goal. Boyd kicked the goal from inside the center. Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup. He's hands right back up. Big head kick. Down goes Thompson. It's over.
Live it, breathe it, love it. All sports, double coverage.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Double Coverage. We hope you're still living, loving, and breathing sport. I'm Dom with the great man Sauce, and we're back at it again for show 51. Saucy, how you going?
51, Doma. I'm good, brother. I'm good. It's been a massive day in sports. Watched the whole entirety of the game, and boy, oh boy, seems like Mr. Potato, he's back and in fine form. And a number of other results around the sports that we cover, which we'll be running through over the show. And then a bit of hobby talk to end off. And then Sauceys Smokey, where I don't really know where I'm going with it. So I'm going to have to – I've had a few plans. So I'll probably just ramble on with a bit of something. But I don't know how in-depth of a Smokey you're going to get this week, because it's – look – I'll talk about it a bit more in that segment.
Fair enough. Well, you got your drink as well. I got my drink. I think it's well deserved today.
Got the vino.
Yeah, got the vino. So we'll get straight into it. Joel's here. Hey, lads. Hope all is well. Episode 51 already. Thanks, Joel. Great to have you back in. Adam's here. Beats and breaks. Ben, he said if Ben Simmons doesn't get the Le Mans of the year, I'm unsubscribing.
Look, there's one guy who's going to get it this week. It's
Sauce has done his research on this. He sent me a
well
video which I didn't get a chance to watch today, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure this is some sufficient evidence in there. We'll start with the NBA Sauce. And actually, before we get into Game 2, the lottery picks came out today, and Blake Griffin's former elite basketball franchise, the Detroit Pistons, got the number one pick. Safe to say, if they don't pick right, there could be continued strife in terms of the success of their ball club. So your thoughts, Sauce? You sent this through to me, so you're definitely onto this a lot more than what I am today. But I will get it up. We can discuss the picks. So it was Detroit first, followed by – how's it going? Gee, Sauce. Talk about unprepared. Shambolic. I can't fucking find it. I can't find it, Sauce. This is terrible. I should just go to the chat where you were.
What have you done?
What haven't I done? Honestly.
Oh, I've got it here for you.
Detroit.
Anyway.
Houston second.
Go on.
Yeah, Cleveland third, Toronto fourth, Orlando fifth, Oklahoma sixth, Golden State seventh from Minnesota. So that's actually a very, very good pick for Golden State in light of the return of Klay Thompson to that side.
Yep.
Orlando get pick 8 from Chicago, which is also good, considering they're now building around like the Mo Bamba, RJ Hampton, Cole Anthony. So that's also awesome. Number 6, obviously, Oklahoma, which is great for SGA. He'll get another guy in there. Would it surprise you, though, if Oklahoma trade that pick source? Because they got that many picks. Would it surprise you that they try and bundle some picks together to get someone in to partner up with SGA?
They've got a lot of possibilities, and that's one thing that Sam Presti's done down there in charge of that organization. He's accumulated the picks. He's got some talent in SGA, my boy, who I'm very high on, and he's got options. That's the good thing about that franchise. They've got options. So whatever they may do, they're going to have to try. There's going to be some of those picks that they take, they're going to whiff on. That's just the nature of the game. You don't go 100% strike rate But they've got that many that it gives them a better opportunity to build a successful franchise around the main man, that is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Let's not forget that he is the main man down at that ball club. So they need someone to partner with him and build around those two main guys, in my opinion.
The other notable picks, New Orleans at 10. Sacramento got 9th, but Sacramento always have a top 10 pick every year anyway, and they're still shit, so it doesn't really matter. Toronto got pick 4. Could help them, but we expect Kyle Lowry to be gone by the end of the season anyway, by the start of next season. San Antonio 12th. Golden State have got pick 14 as well. Oklahoma also 16 and 18. They got picks coming out of their ass, Oklahoma Source. It's ridiculous. The Knicks have 19, and then nothing else that's special there. Philly's got a pick, I'm pretty sure. No, they don't. I was going to say, yeah, they do. Pick 28. They probably replace Ben Simmons with that pick. So there's a fair bit of chat in the comments. Joel said we need to send Ben some lemon trees. Do they grow in Philly? Adam said he won't be able to grow them in Philly. I think he's pointing to the fact that he's probably gone. That's why I won't be growing them there. So, all right, let's get into today's game, Sauce. And it was Clippers versus Suns. As you know, we have Lockdown Lounge where we cover the basketball extensively. So we'll just talk about the game that always falls on the day about the podcast. And it was an absolute ripper. It was a buzzer beater off an alley-oop. But Sauce, you watch this game. So I'm going to throw this to you. Give me some of your thoughts into it. I'll watch the mini match replay on it. So I'll be able to chime in here and there. So over to you, mate.
Yeah, look, watch this game. It was back and forth. Very, very tough game. Very defensive game. And the Suns were just able to grind down on the Clippers. There was times there where the Clippers, went down 6-7, and you thought, here goes the Suns on a run where they're not going to be able to get it back. But every time they were able to, hit shots, big shots down the stretch. Kennard was able to hit shots. Pat Beverly hit a 3. And look, they probably lost this game basically off the back of, and I don't want to shit on him because he's been very good this year, but Paul George. He was very average as the leader on that team. He was 0 from 7 till the fourth quarter where he hit a big 3, admittedly, and which helped them and get back into the game. But down the stretch, they're missing 2 crucial free throws that could have potentially put them up by 3, forcing the Suns having to go for a 3, but instead they were able to get it down the other end, get that inbounds play with Aiden, and get the W. But a lot of controversy everywhere in my book. A lot of controversy everywhere. Even on that inbounds, anyone go back and watch the replay if you find it. DeAndre Aiden pulls Zubac's jersey on the inbound play, and that's how he gets that bit of space, sort of tugs his jersey, pulls him off balance, and you can see it. It's it's blatant. His jersey's so far away from his body. No call by the refs, and he was able to go up there and tip it in. But well drawn up play in the end, and it's the playoff. Unfortunately, those things don't get called. But I'll just bring it back to Paul George just not having a good night, and it was amplified by the missed free throws down the stretch. He was average, 10 of 23, 1 of 8, 5 of 10 from the free throw line. This is a guy who's a career, 80% plus free throw shooter. So there you go. Missing, only shooting 50% from the line. And he was just average. And that was unfortunately the difference. And then on the flip side, you had the Suns, who Cameron Payne was immense, top scoring with 29 points. Look, it's something to say, they went through his sort of comeback trail from where he was, bounced around the league a bunch, ended up in China, dominated in China, got the call up from Monty Williams, who used to coach him in OKC when he was playing there. And said, come down and play for us in the bubble. He played really good in the bubble last year, where they won 8 games in a row. I think they didn't lose. They still didn't manage to make the playoffs. But then and then signed on, and he's been massive, and he's just taken where Chris Paul has left. He's just taken off and he's run with it. He's been playing aggressive, and he was the guy. Booker didn't have a good night tonight. They defended him a lot better. They forced the other guys, and as we've seen so many times in playoff games and in series, if your other guys can step up on occasions when your main star is struggling, as we've seen in other series as well, it's going to help you. And look, it was just, you go back and look at that Clippers lineup. Paul George struggled, and the other guys just couldn't step up enough. I mean, no one else on the bar Paul George scored 20 points. I mean, had Reggie Jackson at a close 19, but even him 7 of 15 shooting. It's probably not the best performance from Reggie Jackson based off what we've seen previously in series and in this playoff run. So look, bodes well for the Clippers because they're right there with them. So I'm not going to count them out. They have been down 0-2 before. Obviously, no Kawhi. I don't think he's going to come back. I don't suspect him to come back. I'm saying they're playing the rest without Kawhi. Do I know any more information than anyone else? No, I'm just a guy sitting here.
The last thing you want to do, though, Sauce, is on a knee spray and bring him back, and he actually does his ACL.
That's right.
It's probably the last thing you want to do.
That's what I'm saying. So, are you going to jeopardize this guy, 12 months of this guy, or this could be a thing? And unfortunately, it's a 12-week injury, but that means he's going to miss the rest of the playoffs. But hey, it's not a 6 to 8 month injury, which is what would happen if he actually did an ACL. So it's the fine line there, and they need to take that into account. And I think Kawhi is very conservative. We know how he is with his health. Obviously, the master of rest during the regular season. So I don't think he'll be taking any chances. That's why I say he will not be back. As we've seen previously, he doesn't take any chances. So he wants to be 100%. And your knee is not something that you mess around with, especially in basketball. But credit to the Suns, and they're up 2-0 in this series. Look, if Booker plays like that in the next game on the road, I don't think they have a chance at winning. He needs to play better for them to win. I think the Clippers can definitely bounce back and win the next game. For sure.
He just got bloody Zinedine Zidane headbutted today by Patrick Beverley. No wonder why he's bloody shooting what he shoot. It was horrendous. It was like 30%, 31%, 5 of 16, 1 of 3. He was seeing 3 rings out there, Sauce.
Yeah, this is an interesting point by Joel. Great game. What were your thoughts on all the stoppages at the back end of the game? I like the right call being made, but it took too much momentum away from the game. And this is the thing when it comes to the last 2 minutes, and they, able to go review everything. And we've seen that, everything was gone and reviewed. There was a call where one of those calls where, Beverly, he tapped the ball out of Booker's hands, and just because Booker was sort of dribbling the ball, the last touch sort of rolled off the fingertips of Booker, but it was forced by Beverly's touch on the ball. And 98% of the time, that's not being able to reviewed, and that's getting called a Suns ball because Beverly you can tell Beverly was swiping at the ball and pushing that way, and it was reviewed and it was overturned, which is in my opinion, I like to see the right calls being made. It does take away from a bit of the momentum. It did actually allow that situation actually allowed Monty Williams and the Suns to get a opportunity to get sort of a play drawn up with an unofficial timeout, essentially, because, I think in a situation like that, the 5 players that were on the court should have to go stand on the opposite side of the court. On the opposite side away from the coaches, even at the other end, we're opposite, because you shouldn't be able to go over there and essentially pull out a whiteboard and draw up a play when you don't even have a timeout. That's one thing that I think the league, if this, they're really focusing on getting the right call made. If it's not really a timeout, why should you be able to get a whiteboard out and draw up a play, which is just ridiculous. But right call was made, and in the end, the Suns were too good, and the Clippers folded. They should have won that game. They did enough to win the game. That was the thing. That was so disappointing. And then just when PG missed those free throws, it was you could he was shattered, like he was pissed, and I was just going like, now you're just giving me ammo, potato, Mr. Potato. You're giving me ammo, pretty much, to come on here tonight and give you an absolute serve, which I didn't want to do because he's been really good this playoff run, really good, a lot better than he's been previously, and has been big part of the reason why they're in the conference finals. Massive part.
Who wins?
Massive part.
Who wins Game 3? Clippers.
I think the Clippers can win Game 3. They guarded Booker very well. They need to keep guarding him like that and force the other guys in a packed, Staples Center, away crowd against
Hit
you
shots.
To hit shots. Force the other guys, because Booker's the type of guy he lives off the the away fans jeering him and yelling at him from the stands. He thrives off it.
I'll tell you the other guy's source just quickly before we do move on, but correlation between a close game and almost winning it is one key standout for a player that's on there. And we spoke about him on Lockdown Lounge, and we said how improved he was with Matt, and that was Jay Crowder. 2 points today. In his last 5 games, he's had 11 points. So he shot 80%, 55.5%, 14 points, 50%, 9 points, 50%, 13 points. And today he shot 0% from the field, only 2 free throws, 2 points. He got completely shut out of the game. He only took 3 shots, Sauce. 3 threes is what he took. He got completely taken out of the game, and not for anything, Sauce. You take it off that average of the last 4 games, whatever it is, 47 divided by 4, whatever it is, you minus 2. He's left about 9 points, 8 points on the floor that Phoenix could have used any other day of the week. But they restricted him, they shut him down, and they almost won the game. I reckon he's such a massive part of this team. It's like very underrated how important he is in terms of his defense, but his offense. Like, look at that. Like, the stats speak for themselves. And when you watch him play, as you would know as I do, because when we do watch him play, he's a very impactful player. And you can notice severely if he's not in on the plays, because he's usually in amongst it. But anyway, quickly, your tip.
Quick note on that. What I was going to say, there was one moment in that game where the momentum was sort of with the Clippers a little bit. And there was a play there where sort of they fumbled the rebound, and I'm not sure if it was Aiden or one of them. They sort of, threw their hands up in the air, sort of in a bit annoyance at the situation. And as the vet he is, Jay Crowder pulled him in and said, "Come on," like clapping his hands together, G'ing them up, saying like, let's focus. Don't worry about that one. Let's worry about the next one. Pulling the young guys in and saying, it's about the next possession, and they went on with that next possession. They ended up getting the stop, but it's the other noticeable things that he's able to do as a vet, and a guy who's been in playoff pressure situations before. So that's gonna bode well for the team going forward.
Definitely. All right, quickly, your tip for tomorrow: Game 1, Bucks Hawks.
Bucks are going to win by 8 points.
I'm going Bucks by 12. All right, let's move on. F1, French Grand Prix. Sauce over the weekend was very, very nice, by the way. Verstappen started on pole. Just a cheeky old drive, just Red Bull factored in with the strategy that he's going to do 2 stops. The 2 stop to actually work for him. Valtteri Bottas wanted Mercedes to do 2 stops. Didn't happen.
Oh, poor Bottas. I feel really sorry for him, Doma.
Yeah, he's gone anyway.
I feel really sorry for him.
He's gone. We will talk the ins and outs of it a lot more on Crunch Time this week. I know the boys definitely want to talk about it, and that show will be recorded and airing this week, 100%. But Bottas dropped into fourth after the poor strategy. Perez ended up getting in there. 2 podiums in a row for Perez. Obviously, he won last race in Baku, finished third behind Hamilton. Verstappen got the win. The 2-stopper helped him overtake Hamilton with about 3 laps left. So just great play by Red Bull. Great play by Red Bull.
Very well done. Something that they made a mistake on earlier in the season. Yeah, with another race, not taking the 2-stop option, and they lost the race. This time they did what Mercedes did to them earlier on in the year.
And if you hate Checo Perez, you got to have a look at yourself in the mirror. That guy let Verstappen overtake him during the race. He knew his car wasn't up to it. He put his ego aside. He let his teammate go in front of him. He knew, obviously, for World Championship race there, his car, the strategy, he was doing a lot better than him. And he said, let's do it for the team. Let's win this as the team. And they finished in the top 3. They podiumed. They got the majority of the points over Mercedes to extend the lead. They did everything right. And that's very, people may think, oh, yeah, but he did the right thing because Verstappen, he's leading the World Championship. It is, if you're new to the sport, it is very, very, very rare that you get a teammate that does stuff like that. It is an individual sport. It's not a team sport. They drive for a team as individuals. That's what you need to understand.
Yeah.
They have their own sponsors. They have the team sponsors. That's how it works. That's how they generate money. It's an individual's thing. So, to give an example, if Perez won a world championship, was in the position to win a world championship over Verstappen, he's obviously going to get more royalties paid to him because he's going to be the best driver in the world. That's the way it works. So they're out for themselves. But he put his ego aside, let his teammate pass. They technically won the race together. He's making Red Bull a team again, Perez. And now his car is getting good. We saw him struggling earlier in the season. His car is starting to get tuned really, really well, and he's becoming super competitive. And not for anything, I expect him to be fighting for podiums every single week that there's a race on. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with now, Red Bull. Verstappen's driving out of his mind. And what's to come, who knows? Could be Red Bull World Championship, Red Bull Constructors Championship. And Verstappen just adds to his tally. The standings for this race were Verstappen first, Hamilton and Perez were top 3, Bottas 4th, my boy Lando in 5th, Danny Rick in 6th. That's a good result for Danny Rick. 7th, Pierre Gasly. 8th, Alonso. Vettel in 9th. And 10th, his teammate Stroll. World Championship, Verstappen in front by 12 points now, 131 to Hamilton's 119. Perez is third on 84. Norris, 76. Bottas, 59. Leclerc, 52. Sainz, 42. Gasly, 37. Ricciardo, 34. Vettel, 30. And then on the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull is out to a lazy 37-point lead, 215 to 178. McLaren in third on 110, Ferrari 94. So they will fight for that third position as it was last year between Racing Point and McLaren. It'll be Ferrari and McLaren fighting for that extra cash going into next season. AlphaTauri in 5th with 47, then Aston Martin 40, Alpine 29, Alfa Romeo 2, and then Williams and Haas still on the big fat donut on 0. That's it, Sauce. Throw to you. Bit of UFC action. What's happened? It was the Korean Zombie folk this week.
Love it, Doma. Yeah, the Korean Zombie did fight. And, he got the W, mate. He got the W in a 5th-round decision. Watch the fight. It was a very good fight. Both guys throwing punches. Zombie was just more active and was able to get a bit of ground and pound throughout rounds. When they went to the ground, he looked a bit more dominant. So, he got the win in the featherweight division over Danny Ing. I heard the commentator say it.
Danny
Ing. Said it. There you go. All right. Downing. And then the heavyweight division, you had Sergey Spivak defeated Aleski Olenik in third round decision. In the bantamweight division, Marlon Vera, the veteran, defeating Davey Grant, third round decision. Then featherweight division, you had Choi Swung Woo defeating Julian Erosa. Middleweight division, you have Bruno Silva defeating Wellington Turman. And then the welterweight division, you had Matt Brown defeating Diego Lima with a KO in the second round. Now, Doma,
Talk to me.
don't worry about that because you got the next 2 weeks. We've got some absolute
It's coming. It's almost
massive,
here.
massive fights, right? So this fight night
Almost
coming
here.
up, this is a good fight night because Doma on the main card there is 2 massive
I'm
fights.
excited. I'm excited.
This is this week, right? And then I'll
Yeah.
I'll
what's
run through a
coming.
few of
I
the
know
big
what's
fights
coming
the
after that.
following week. So this week, 27th of June, 6 a.m. main card kicks off for Australian Eastern Standard Time. Find your local guides for other times out there. But heavyweight division, the main event is Cyril Gane, who's 8-0 against Alexander Volkov, who's an absolute unit. This is going to be a massive fight. Let me just check up the rankings and see
Volkov's a machine.
where these big fellas are at. Light heavyweight. Here we go. Heavyweight. Cyril Gane is number 3. Volkov is number 5 in the rankings. So it's a top 5 matchup. That's why I say this is a massive, massive fight. You know, one of these guys, if Gane wins, probably, is right there, probably getting the shot at the title after maybe Stipe or Derek Lewis, who, in my opinion, deserves a shot at the title. Big boy, hot balls, Lewis. And then the heavyweight division, the co-main event, you had Tanner Bosa against Vince St. Peru. And then bantamweight, you have Ranoy Barcelos versus Timur Valevi. And then featherweight division, Andre Fili versus Daniel Pineda. And welterweight division, Tim Means versus Nicholas Dalby. And then lightweight division, Renato Mocano versus Jai Herbert. There's also a prelim card, which kicks off if you're really, really keen. 3 a.m. you can get up. But
we're watching the Euros, mate.
Not for anything. 6 a.m. it's a good time to get up because there'll probably be, 5 a.m. there'll be the Euros on. You can get up, lead that into a bit.
6 a.m. it'll be half time, and then from 6 a.m. I'll still be watching the Euros. So
still, yeah, you can watch the Euros, but come Euro finishes, Euro finishes, you'll get to the main events, which is the heavyweight, the big boys.
Get up.
We that's just on the realms of the internet. But yeah, look, that's
feel free to sponsor us, sports.
Feel free to rewind that back and listen to that website that Donna just threw out there because that is an all timer, and you'll be happy with it for sure. And
but tell us, why do you like the heavyweights? Just tell the family.
Donna, you know why I like the heavyweights? Because the hammers, mate. They throw the hammers, and it's the most entertaining of all of the UFC fights. I don't care what anyone says; they are the most entertaining fights because at any one moment, one of the guys can throw an absolute cannon of a hand and knock the other bloke out. And it's just not the same in any of the other divisions, in my opinion. The heavyweights just have so much more raw power. But Dom, that's this week coming up, and then I think everyone should really get G'd up for 2 weeks from Sunday, a week from Sunday, sorry, but 2 weeks, sort of 2 weeks from now. UFC 264, Sunday the 11th of July, which is the main event.
Oh yeah.
Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. Number 3. The trilogy, the final matchup. The man who wins this is, got to be crowned, the best of the two.
McGregor's probably going to lose.
Well, Look, we don't know. We just hope that McGregor wisens up and smartens up. He hasn't looked. He didn't look good in the last fight.
Get back to. I want to apologize for absolutely nothing. The double champ does whatever the fuck he wants. That's the attitude I want. I don't want you shaking his hand and where's your hot chili sauce and I'll pump up your hot chili sauce. You can shove his hot chili sauce up his ass, mate, when you beat him. That's what you can do with it, Connor. And I want Mr. Nice Guy. I want, hey, Dana, 60 G's, baby. I want that Connor back. And I want this bullshit. Oh, I'm humbled. You're not humble. You still go to the pub in Dublin and you still beat the head out of old people, mate, because they don't drink your whiskey. You're not nice. Stop pretending to be something that you're not. Just go out there and just finish
I
him.
love it. I love it. So that's the main event on that card. And then I'll run through the rest of the card just quickly for a preview, and we'll talk a bit more about it next week. But the co-main event, Gilbert Burns versus Stephen Thompson, Tai Tuivasa, the Aussie, in the heavyweight division against Greg Hardy. So that's a massive one. And then Irene Aldana against Yana Kuznetsova. And then bantamweight division, Sean O'Malley, Sean Flashy Boy O'Malley against Lewis Smoker. So that's very, very
card.
But not even that, Domo. I'm saying this next 2 weeks. So I think that's I believe 2 weeks from there. So it's
2 weeks from this Sunday is the McGregor fight.
Correct. 2 weeks from this Sunday is the McGregor fight. That
is a bloody good card.
But that is a massive card. So these next 3 weeks of UFC fights is huge. So
Joel said he gets coffee from the same shop as Volkanovski. He goes, if I ever see him in person, I'll have to try and team up for the pod. Fuck, that'll be elite, Joel. Mate,
yeah, that'll be elite. We love him.
We'll get you on here with him. That's what we'll do.
We'd love to have the Volk on here.
That'll be good.
As you know, he did get featured on the Sauceys Smokey, where I said go out and buy his Topps Chrome rookie card. If he
was on in the spotlight. He was on in the spotlight on the page.
Talking up them W's.
He's one guy we haven't bagged on the show, and we don't plan on bagging him. That's the last person. We'll definitely give it to fighters that are overseas because they can't get anywhere near us. So we'll keep it that way. Not Volkanovski. All right, let's move on into the AFL, Saucy. We had round 14. Geelong beat the Dogs with a kick after the siren in the first game. Gary Rowan. I didn't watch any footy this week, unfortunately. I watched my boys, which was pretty funny. Gold Coast got beaten by the Flat Track Bullies by 50 points, 81-31, which is Port Adelaide. GWS beat Carlton. They're finished. They're done. They're cooked. No more comments about Carlton. They are in a lot of trouble. Your Bombrays got the win over Essendon 86-73. I was going to say the package. It's up. And then, of course...
Let's just not say he's playing big because he wants that contract, Doma.
He probably is, but that's okay. Him playing big might get you to finals football, so you want him to keep doing it.
We're within a chance, Doma. We're within a chance. So
not out of your grasp, but it's only a game out. And then the last game was North versus Brisbane in what was the out-of-bounds rule bowl, is what I'll call it. They paid 8 deliberate out-of-bounds free kicks in a quarter. Not in a game, in a quarter.
In a quarter.
In the third quarter. It was wets as well, so the ball's going out and they just kept paying everything deliberate. They've lost their shit. The umpires have got to go. They've got to go. They've literally
no understanding of conditions. They've
lost the plot. They've genuinely lost it. This week's game, Sauce, Brisbane versus Geelong. Let's get some tips in here.
Is that up in Brisbane?
Yes.
Yeah, look, interesting one. I think Geelong still has too much talent. I think they're starting to piece it together at the right time of the season. Geelong.
Fair enough.
I'm going to go with them.
I'm going Brisbane. Richmond, St Kilda.
Tigers. That's not even a decision.
Oh, here we go. North Melbourne versus Gold Coast.
I'm going to back North. It's down in Bloodstone. You got a chance.
That's all mine, mate. I just laugh, but I'm tipping us. I tipped us against Brisbane. And we lost by 23 points. It actually wasn't a bad tip. We'll right with them. And then they beat us in the last quarter. Collingwood Freo. First game without the Bucks.
I'm going to get back the Pies in.
Oh, you're going to back them. for the rest of the season now. No Bucks,
Yeah,
no
because the
worries.
Bucks gone. That's exactly right.
Bombers versus Melbourne.
We're gonna lose this week. We'll get
They're
humbled.
coming off a loss. It's unfortunate that you have to play them after Collingwood beat them.
Yeah.
It's the worst possible time to play this football club. I'm gone now.
Yeah, look, they're coming off a loss. I think they've shown
They're
they're
gonna
a very good football side. I think we'll definitely lose.
Footy works the same as basketball for anyone out there that doesn't know Aussie rules. It's the same principle. If you're a decent side and a top side, if you get beaten by a lesser team, you get pissed off, a la LeBron James, and then the next game you come out and you absolutely dominate because they've got to prove a point. So, unfortunately, Sauceys boys have to face them after a loss, which is not great. Then we have the flat track bullies versus Sydney in Adelaide. You got to go to the flat track bullies.
Yeah, got to go Port Adelaide.
You know what's funny? They're flat track bully sauce, and they still lost home finals in Adelaide last year. It's pretty funny. I just thought I'd bring that up for Port Adelaide fans out there that are listening, just to rub salt into the wound. Keep reminding you that you choked. GWS versus Hawthorn.
Gonna go GWS.
So am I. West Coast versus the Doggies.
This is a good game. This is a very good game. Doggies definitely got more than enough talent to win over there. Coming off
Big game.
They
Came
coming
off
off a
that-
hard loss. You got to travel. I'm gonna go West Coast. I think they're gonna Doggies.
I'm
might
also
struggle again
going
this week.
West Coast, and then the rip snorter of a game this week, the Blue Baggers versus the Crows, in what is probably the end of David Teague's career as a coach of Carlton if he loses.
Yeah, if they lose,
He's gone. See you later.
I think he's gone.
I think he's gone regardless, but he's definitely gone. He'll go this time. Sunday week. If they lose this game, the caretaker coach will be coaching them in round 16. If he loses
Fair call.
this game,
It's a fair call.
so who you tipping? You know what I'm tipping. You know what I'm doing.
I don't know.
I love controversy.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna tip Adelaide because I want to see the absolute.
Yes, that's what I'm tipping.
I want to see the absolute pandemonium that's going to be on Blue Abroad YouTube channel. That's. I want to get on there Sunday evening for the post game. The post game. That is the best. I'm telling you, anyone out there, please.
It's the best talk back
It is
show.
one of the best fan channels on YouTube. I don't follow. I don't go in there to cause trouble. I just go in there to see the raw passion and listen to the opinions of the supporters that watch the team week in and week out. You know what I mean? They watch their team all the time, right? So when there's so many games on and we're trying to follow so many sports, it's hard to catch every game of every team. Most of the time, I'm just watching teams when they verse my team, and I watch big games like I watched a bit of the Geelong Western Bulldogs game, caught the last quarter of that, and things of that nature. But man, it would Sunday evening get on. If they lose, get on the YouTube channel, Blue Abroad YouTube channel, and listen to the fan cams. It's gonna be some absolute heat. Absolute heat. I just wanted to lose so I can. It's going to make my Sunday evening. How
as much as we feel sorry for their supporters, just one more loss. That's all we're asking. All right, and then everything will be okay because then you'll just resign to the fact that you're in not a rebuild, but we're pushing towards next season because we've got a caretaker coach and we've got to literally blow up the club to restart it and do what we've got to do. So just give us one more loss because after this loss, you're probably going to get multiple losses, but you're resigned to the fact that the season's done and dusted. So one more, make for great viewership, and we're happy days. All right, let's get to the ladder. D's still on top in first, Dogs second, Cats third, fourth are the Lions, fifth are the Flat Track Bullies, sixth are the Swans, seventh are West Coast. Richmond in eighth, GWS in ninth, the Dons in 10th, Freo 11th, the Radelaide Crows in 12th, the Saints in 13th, the Blues in 14th, the Pies in 15th, the Suns in 16th, the Hawks in 17th, and then the mighty Kangaroos, lucky last on 6 points. Percentage is better than the 42 we were at earlier in the season. It's up to 61.3. Well, let's make a game out of it, Sauce. Let's at least try and get to 80% by the end of the season. Come on, North. You can do it because you're not getting off the bottom of the ladder. All right, let's move on. Once again, it is Le Mans of the week, and Saucy is going to drive this one again because he got pissed off about something during the week, and he brought it to my attention. He's done some research into this, and he said, Doma, we don't even have to think about the Le Mans of the week. I've got it sorted. And I said, all right, I'll leave it to you. You do what you got to do. But as you know, Sauce, on this show, you need to paint the picture of what was happening when this stumbled across your airwaves. So take it away.
So, look, Toma sat down at the computer, opened up the web browser, went into YouTube. You got the subscriptions. Yeah, everyone's got the subscriptions. You see little videos. Of course, following, one of the big American shows over there, First Things First.
Oh, no.
If anyone doesn't know, with Mr. Is that the one? First Things First? Is with Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
Yes,
and
Stephen A. Lamont and Max Lamont.
Max Kellerman. And scrolling through, and they take little clippets of things that they say and they post it to their YouTube channel. And I'm scrolling through, and I see the Stephen A. Smith calls out Devin Booker that he's going to be the next Kobe Bryant. And I seen the headline, I seen the little caption on the video, and I read it again, and I was like,
clickbait.
All right, what is he going to say? So I clicked on the video, and I watched it, and I was in disbelief. And also part of the disbelief was Magic Johnson sitting across the table, agreeing with him.
No, I didn't know that.
And
You're
going,
joking.
Right? That was part of the biggest annoyance with the whole thing for me.
We're getting a double. We're getting a double. This is becoming a double very quickly.
We all know, anyone knows that, people like Stephen A. Smith and Spud Bayless, they're
He's already
out in the media to say outlandish stuff to get clicks for their ESPN's YouTube channel and so on, to generate ad revenue on their videos and the content that they put out. Let's be honest. But the fact that he's gone ahead and compared Kobe Bryant, Devin Booker, to Kobe Bryant, saying that he's going to be the next Kobe Bryant, you just need to hold your horses. Because if you actually go have a look at the statistics at both them, both in their same time that they've been in the league, I think it's both 7 years in, right? I think Booker's been in the league, I've seen, because I happened to watch it another year, not 7 years, 6 years in, right? And you go have a look at their stats, compare it. Kobe Bryant is leaps and bounds ahead of Booker in terms of every statistical category that there is. And at that point in his career, Kobe, I think he'd already won a title, possibly. The Lakers won in 2002 or 2000 and 2001, I think. Can't remember exactly.
No. 2001, 2002. He lost in.
There you go. 2001, 2002. That's right. So that was his 6th year in, and he's winning a championship. Right? I love Devin Booker. He's a very good player. But to go out there and say that he is the next Kobe Bryant when he's done absolutely nothing. Now he might go on and win the championship, and I might look like a fool, but he's still got to go on and win. You know,
But even if he
not
wins the
win, not win,
championship,
not even win another 4 championships. He's got to go on and be this consistent leader for the next 12 years, right? Next 10 years, and be a consistent leader. He could only end up with 1 championship, but if he goes and balls out, you can't put that label on the guy just now. I understand that Kobe was his mentor. He looks up to Kobe, and it's, you know, that's a great person to look up to in terms of mentality and he's the way he was thought about the game. And he had a lot of one-on-one sessions with Book. But Stephen A. Smith, for going out there and saying that Booker is the next Kobe Bryant, there will only be one Kobe Bryant. You know, is it top 5 player to ever walk the planet? I mean, if you're saying that Booker is going to be a top 5 player,
top 5 player to ever walk the planet. I'm going to give you
top
the
5,
LeBron.
top,
I'm going to give you the
top 5, top 10, top 5, top 10,
top 10 probably.
He could get into the top 5.
Who? Kobe?
Yeah, why not?
You're being gracious. Actually, you know what? He can take Magic's spot because Magic said that Devin Booker's going to be better than Kobe. So he's out of my top 5. He's done. You better turn this into a double Lamont, Sauce, because I'm not letting you get away with it. Because the fact that guy was sitting across from Stephen A. Lamont and was going and agreeing with that spud take, he is also getting the award.
I think it was Magic. I'm pretty sure it was Magic. It sounded like him because there was him and Max Kellerman in there. So, but it sounded like Magic.
Make it a triple threat. Put Max Kellerman in there anyway.
All right. So for that, this week, Stephen A. Smith and the panel on First Things First that was agreeing with him. You guys are lemons.
I like it. There's at least flashing it this week. You've lost your shit. You've genuinely lost it. I can't believe you said Kobe's the top 5 player of all time. That's just as good as saying Messi's like top 2 when he's like top 6. That's just ridiculous.
I said top 5, maybe top 7. I pushed it down a little bit.
I'm starting to turn into Stephen A. Smith saying controversial things. I love it. But besides the point, Messi's still top 6. He'd be lucky if he's in the top 8. If you're asking me, so I'm not retracting that one. That one I'm never retracting. By the way, just quickly,
did you see his goal in the copper? His free kick.
Oh, in what? The Farmers League? Did you know? Here's a fun fact for people out there that get to this point and listen to this podcast. Here's a fun fact and for people for watching. Did you know that the Copa America is like the biggest farmers international competition on the history of this planet? You know, there's 10 team Sauce in the competition, 5 in each group, and that 4 teams from each group advance into the finals. Did you know that? No, I'm not making that up. That's real. So, besides the point, if Messi won 25 Copa Americas, in my opinion, it counts for nothing. Who's he beaten? Bolivia and Venezuela. Oh, round of applause to you. And the sad thing is he can't even beat Bolivia and Venezuela because he's never won a Copa America. So what's worse? The fact that he's never won one or that Ronaldo's won a Euro and he's way better than him? Just go look at that. Like that's just a side note. That's just a little, you know what? I'll put it as a flame. I'm going to flame it tomorrow on Crunch Time again. So you can hear me say it 2 podcasts in a row, and then I might even put it on Lockdown Lounge just to make it 3 times in a row. Anyway, besides the point, let's move on. That was the beginning. Well, it wasn't because it wasn't a hobby topic. So someone in the hobby actually didn't get bloody Lamont this week. So we'll move into hobby talk. And interesting enough, Sauce, we mentioned last week that the Prism packs on the blockchain technology on Panini sold out within seconds. It flew off. And actually, maybe I didn't actually talk about this, but Panini actually put out a statement. And in the statement, based on those first packs, so they were the red wave, red bordered cards, NFT cards, digital cards. They actually put out a statement, Sauce, and funnily enough, you don't need to get into it, but I just want to drop it to you to make you know that make it aware to you and make it aware to everyone else in the double coverage family that Panini is aware of things that you've said in the past and actually putting it into their statements. And they said, not quoting directly, but along the lines of that they're going to make it a more seamless process next time to give people the opportunity to actually purchase the packs and not make it an avenue where people can use bots to steal all the packs from people that are in the queue. So I'm just saying that. I'm just putting that out there. That's a go find the statement. It was put out by Panini. It's on the Instagram page. But they actually mention clearly that there was use of bots, and that's what they want to try and mitigate bots taking people's products, because they want people like us to be able to queue up and get access to these packs. Now, in saying that, because it was such a great success, today they're dropping the Green Ice Prism NFT packs, which are probably, if we go onto their blockchain, Panini blockchain, they're probably sold out.
That's the statement that they released on their Instagram.
Where's the bots? It says it there.
That's the statement.
It's pretty good.
Yes, it's just pretty much saying they had a lot of traffic. A tiered soft launch with limited packs to measure site loads, minimize battle bots, and to ensure that collectors, even with the limited packs available, were able to access the packs. Because you need to understand, if the demand is there, you know what's going to happen. The bots are going to come out, and here's the green release that they're doing, Doma.
Yep, I've seen. Yep.
Pictured on their Instagram. So look, the same thing will happen. What happened with Top Shot, Doma? And I said this with Top Shot, people bought out the packs. The demand was there. All they did was resell the packs. Let's buy these packs for $10 and sell them for $40.
Well, they've sold them. They're gone because I've just gone into the blockchain store. They're meant to be live and they're not there. Nothing comes up. So once again, people are just sneakily on the side starting to invest in this blockchain. There we go. There's the packs. If you go across, what were they? Yeah, on the store, there's nothing. No, there's nothing
on the blockchain store.
Go back on the homepage there for a second. Sorry for people that are listening. Yeah, click on that. Coming soon. Oh, they're just base packs. So now they're going to release base pack source. There you go. 3 Prism base cards at $10 a pack for 3 cards.
They are loving this. Think about that. $10 for 3 digital cards. They don't have to print anything. They don't have to ship anything. Nothing. Think about how much all that whole $10 is going in their pocket.
I'll tell you what they will be printing, Source. They'll be printing only one thing and one thing only, and that is cash dollars is what they're going to be printing by selling these NFT packs. The reception that they've got towards it, which good on Panini, but I think that there's going to be a shift into the NFT space a lot more progressively throughout like the future with technology advancements and people actually starting to find the better uses and more uses for NFTs in society. It's going to eventually get to that point, and someone will create something where it'll be a one-stop shop to go to. You'll be able to showcase every NFT you have and whatever the use of that NFT is in society as well. But just want to put it out there. I know people are ragging on they're ragging on Top Shot, and I'm not going to talk about Top Shot, but the whole thing is people are now going into this NFT space for cards because they know how popular cards are, and there's a bit of a dip in cards at the moment, and they're buying into the NFT space of cards because this is what they are. They're NFTs, but people aren't really paying attention to this too much. It's like, oh, yeah, NFT cards. Like I say, when blockchain cards are getting ripped out of a thing, and I mentioned it a few weeks ago, I'm like, oh, getting a blockchain card isn't like the best thing, impeccable, when we spoke about it last week. But sneakily, people are racking up these card Source and accumulating them and building their online collection of NFT cards, green prisms, red prisms last week or 2 weeks ago. Because when it comes to that point in X amount of years, whenever it might be, this could be looked upon as like the Jordan rookie. for example. Panini's not going to reprint these NFTs, I wouldn't have thought. They're going to make them minted as, the people that got these first are the people that got these first. These are the first NFT Prism cards in Panini's existence. That's what's going to end up happening. So that's the thing that I want people to look at. All I want, Sauce, is people to have some transparency in the hobby, because it's another facet of the hobby and another addition, which is NFT cards. People are happy to rip the shit out of NFT cards and say, it's a waste, it's terrible. There's a place for them. And Panini, clearly, the evidence is there, clearly have capitalized in the last few weeks. And based on all the blockchain...
And who knows what cool things they might do with these cards, these digital cards. Maybe they might release these NFT cards, have some sort of real life usability to them. Who knows what their plans are for these things? Maybe if you pull the 1-of-1 Prism Luka card in the set, you get to go to a Mav game and meet Luka. Like, who knows? Who bloody knows? Because Mark Cuban's big into NFTs. That could be a real possibility.
I'm going to give a shout out here to a guy that does not need a shout out in the slightest, and that is Gary Vee. Go listen to his latest podcast. It's funny that you mentioned that, because that actually just triggered something in my brain. I actually listened to his latest podcast. He was talking about NFTs. He was at a conference, and he was talking about I did say that by Maddie. That's very funny. He was talking about the use of NFTs and how he wants V friends to be obviously received, but then the use of it. And that's why he's got like his VCon thing, and you can win like limited edition ones. You can have a dinner with him, or a freaking, I don't know, like a keynote with him, just one-on-one, and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And he just said that's like scraping the surface. He's like, we're not even at like 1% of what an NFT capability actually is at the moment. He goes, it's all new territory for everyone. And he actually related it to the World Wide Web in 1999. And he said everyone laughed at the World Wide Web in 1999 because they said, it's only for research. It's an online encyclopedia, is what he said. And then he said, then people started coming out with forums. They started coming out with shops. And then all of a sudden people were like, I can buy online. I don't need to leave my home anymore. I don't need to do this anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like, think about people in the future going, I can collect cards. Like, don't think about ourselves, because we appreciate the physical thing. I'm not saying the future generations won't, but let's be realistic. The future generations probably won't appreciate the physical things more, because they're going to grow up in a digital age. That's just simple. Technology is only going to advance. So what's to say that future collectors say, I want to buy NFT cards because, one, there's no wastage on boxes. Two, I don't need to go pack cards and sell cards through postage and have to worry about all that stuff. You know what I mean? They can just go onto a marketplace, list their digital card, someone buys it, here's the code, they exchange the code, exchange the money, Bob's your uncle, thanks for coming. And it's as simple as that. No hassles. There isn't a pile of like stuff here. I got drawers down here full of cards. And they're sitting there for months and months and months and months, years. And you're like, I can't sell them. Where they can just go, I'll list it on eBay. It's a digital card. If I sell it, I just send them a code on Messenger. Like, that's the things I think that people should be looking at. And we've always said it on this show. You got to literally project what you think these things are going to become in the future. You've seen how rapidly technology is advanced in 10 years. Just imagine how more advanced we're going to be in another 10 years. It's not going to go
away from the iPhone 3. From the iPhone 3, haven't we done?
And as you know, Sauce, we're not going backwards. It's not like technology is going to forget how to develop itself and we're going to go back to the iPhone 3GS. Like, it's only going to get quicker, better.
You need another Ice Age, Doma, so we're all wiped out and we go back to basic civilization.
Let's not get into like the politics of it all, but you need something really dramatic to happen to the world in the next 10 years for for technology to become irrelevant. So, but if it doesn't, then it's going to be the way of the future for everything. We're already starting to see it. Like, we're starting to get cashless society source. We're starting to get to that. We're starting to get to, I don't know, ordering everything off an iPad at a restaurant. Like,
Yeah,
trying to get rid of.
I think that honestly, I think that's going to be one can of worms opened in the world of hospitality in the future. I think that's going to be how you order at a lot of places. They're going to have each table has an iPad or some sort of ordering system, and you see it at places now already, and they don't need as many staff, and they run it off an iPad.
Just think about this, how scary this sounds. I hope Panini America listens to this because they've already got this in their they've already got this in their business plan, which is funny. But just imagine this in 10 years' time, Sauce, or 15 years' time. They go from 60 product launches a year, whatever it is, 45, to they only release 18 physical products a year, and the other 35 of them are all online NFT releases, and the NFT drops outweigh the physical drops because the physical drops are just there to help the people that like collecting the physical card, like to scratch an itch, because we're starting to move more into a digital world. And Panini goes, well, we don't need to print cards anymore. We don't need to make boxes anymore. We don't need to ship them to retailers anymore. No. So your allocation is literally, technology will find a way for them to say, here is X amount of packs in a case, or well, you can probably buy a box of Mosaic, for example, with 20 packs or whatever it is. And it's in a virtual box and you open them one by one, like the Dunk app Sauce.
Yeah, like the Dunk app.
You open them one for one and then it goes into your collection and it's there, it's digital. They'll just say to an LCS, oh, here's your allocation. Put them up for pre-order, people can get them. And not for anything, when it comes to breaks, they can still do it because there'll be a code on each card which can be transferable between the LCS and the
digital breaks.
That's what it'll become. And it'll just be so seamless. Like an LCS like Cherry doesn't have to sit there for freaking 25 days trying to package everything, get the addresses. It makes them become more efficient as well. Just imagine that. And then
I think it's another layer on top. I don't think the physical cards are going anywhere. Physical cards have been around forever. I think they're going anywhere. But
the best part about it is, Sauce, if Luka comes out in that draft year and, for example, the next Luka is in 15 years' time on a digital copy, at least we know the print run on that card will be probably 1.5 million because it's digital and they can just keep printing the shit out of the card.
No, but this is the thing. This is the
they
thing.
Can mint it on a
this
limited.
Is the thing with NFTs, and this is what I hope that they're doing. That they understand the mint aspect of it, and how everything should have a mint on it, even to the extent where base cards should be able to have a mint on it. You know, if there's like 50,000 of a base card, well, that number should be known on it. It's digital
method. Take the top shot
exactly.
Method. Just say you've got the number 23,421 Luka base in this set. And then it makes base more valuable into the terms of if you've got the number 1, because as you know, people like a low numbered shit anyway. Even that you know there's 50,000 of them. No. Yeah, we need Cooper in here.
Don't get me started on that because it baffles me with the AFL collectors of how they try to charge more on the low numbered stuff. It just baffles me. And it's funny. It's funny. I was gonna make a comment on it. Some guy's post the other day. I was like, I can't be bothered. Trying to explain to someone how
because you would have had to go to war with the person.
You would end up in an argument with these guys, man. It's a waste of time. I just don't pay the prices for the low numbered. Give me the one that's numbered over 100 for half the price. I'll take it.
Exactly right. Besides the point, you know. Anyway, but that's give NFT some credit in that retrospect, but do some research into it. What's Adam put here? The consumer can display the digital cards in their own virtual world, explore and enjoy it in VR. Well, you know what, Adam, you hit the nail on the head. As simple as that. people just laugh at this and be like, "Oh, look, conspiracy theorist guys looking at what's going to happen to cards in 15 years' time, and then we're going to be right again, like we've been right about fucking 75% of other shit anyway." So you can laugh at us now. It's whatever. You got to think about that stuff because look how popular these NFTs have become. They're sold out. They're gone. They just dropped today. Think about the other ones, the other blockchain cards, the Immaculates that they had. I know they put Dutch auction.
Where do you open these packs, Doma?
Source. I don't know where you open the packs, and I don't know where the sales information are on these packs, on the blockchain cards. I have no idea. I'm with you. I know you've been asking this question for ages.
I don't get it. That's one thing I don't get.
Panini, come on the show.
Find out.
Just DM. You know what? Next time Tracy's in Clubhouse, Tracy Hackler from Panini. Ask him. Just say, Tracy, I need you to answer this question for me. You work at Panini. Where the hell do I find these sales information for these blockchain cards and blockchain products? I need to know. So, some good stuff there by Panini. And obviously, we will get into the Noir checklist very shortly. But Sauce, we'll move on to this Jordan PWCC sale. Now, explain what's happened. And we're not going to rope anyone into this that got absolutely bashed on social media because I can't be bothered having to deal with that shit. And I know you can't either. But what actually happened in this sale?
Yeah, so essentially there was a flash auction on PWCC of Jordan rookie PSA 10, ended at 180,000. Everyone it's freaking out. Oh, the sky is falling. It's 180,000. Da 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 da. Comes out later on that apparently there was a glitch in eBay's software that wasn't allowing people to bid on the auction. And it wasn't just this auction that was affected. There was a number of other auctions that was affected. And I actually read some guy reckons he had auctions finishing at around the same time as those auctions, and there was no last second bids on his stuff, which he found was bizarre. So it did seem like there was a software glitch. eBay's come out and said that they've waived that sale. The bloke who's won that 180K is spewing because he hasn't been able to get the card at that price. And unfortunately, we just see another demise sale on eBay. So, look, I think a card of that magnitude, you should be sending it to Golden Auctions. I don't care about eBay and their platform. Send it to Golden Auctions. They do a shitload better promoting it. This guy decided to chuck it up on a flash auction. It was probably a silly move. There was a heap of people who didn't really even know about the auction. But it's just look. Think of it what you will. I'm just gonna, say it is what it is, and there's nothing we can really do about it. On the flip side, if it was actually truthful, it's pretty amazing to see the card at 180,000. Remember when we did call it at 720,000? That was way too much, and we doubted whether it's going to get to $1 million. If the card's currently sitting at 300,000, do we still think it's going to get to $1 million? That's we're taking out that sale because I think the last sale before that was about 300,000, 330.
The interesting thing, Source, are you able to bring up the pop report on what the card was when that sold for 720,000?
Let me go on card right now.
Because if that's the case, you'll be able to see how that pop's grown since that point in time. With 10s, that is, because that's for a 10. So this is the card that we're comping, the PSA 10 Jordan Fleer rookie. So if it's gone up astronomically, people will as we're starting to hear now with this dip source, the main thing we're hearing from a lot of people is pop. The pop report means everything in the hobby. That's what they keep saying. The pop report now. Because, we're in a dip, so I'd be going for cards that are of value while short printed or super short printed cards. And that's obviously the biggest concern is what we said when all these cards come out, the 20 million cards come out from PSA, how the pop report's going to be affected by that. They're obviously going to climb a fair bit. And you've got to look at all those cards that were very, very popular during the boom. Because all those cards that people had that were base of those slab cards would have sent them in to get graded. And would have been part of that 20 million card accumulation. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But is it a surprise if the pop's grown? No. Not a surprise at all. I genuinely think, as crazy as this might sound to everyone out there, and they might think I'm off my head, but the fact that that Logan Paul BGS 10 Zard is a pop 3 on the planet compared to there was 317 PSA 10 Jordans, I'm pretty sure, when it sold for 720,000.
Yeah, so there was, so it's when it sold for 720,000, that was the 30th of the 1st, and back then there was
I think it was 300.
there was, I think there was less. I think there was about 314 or 315. At the current point in time, it's 318.
Oh, it's only
probably gone. It's probably only gone up like maybe 5 or 6. It goes up. Monthly growth is 0.32%.
Well, it is honestly, it's a surprise. It's a surprise that it's dropped that much, but it could have been like, I don't know. Ken Golden said that stuff, and we reported on that stuff when he said like people that wanted that piece, because they wanted in their collection, and they're happy to just spend their money because they got that money. It's a piece of art to them. Instead of having to fight someone, because that was the going price at the time, Sauce. Like, now, Rob G for the Mickey Mantle, which we don't know if that's going to go down because all the sales have pretty much been the same. But, if that card goes down, does he just say, oh, I made a loss? Or does he turn around and say, I made that purchase, and to me, it has sentimental value, so I don't really care the fact that it's gone down. Like, that's the way you got to look at people that got like this money to drop in the hobby. They actually give a shit that the card's gone down to 180 grand when they bought it at 720. I'm of the opinion, no, they don't care. They want it because that's their showpiece. That's their piece of art. It has sentimental value to them. It could be their favorite player. They could have grown up, or they could have been born in the year that card was manufactured. It could have been their uncle gave them that card as a birthday gift when they turned 3, for example, or 5. It was a card that they mucked around with at school when they were growing up. You know what I mean? Or they pulled it in that pack when they were growing up as well. That all means something, and that's like the true meaning of this hobby. Sentimental value. It brings back memories. I think people it's become convoluted now because it's all about, everyone's like, oh no, it's about flipping and making money. And that's not what the hobby was about originally. And we mentioned this a while back on one of the podcasts. But they, to me, wouldn't care. But that's what I'm trying to say. This Pop 3, because the Pop is everything now. This Pop 3 Zard that Logan Paul has in a BGS 10 slab, in my opinion, I see that type of card getting to $1 million. Because we're seeing
we've
cards
noted that before. We have noted that before, that we think the Zard will get there before the Jordan.
It is. It's going to get there.
So
Cage made a good point, Sauce. Cage made a good point. He said that Logan's got, which is common knowledge. It's not like anything's hidden. And I know he invested in Collector's Universe, which is PSA, and he had a BGS Zard. And everyone said, oh, yeah, but he's got a BGS Zard, but he invested in Collector's Universe. But he's trying to bring more eyes back onto the hobby. You reckon that wasn't pre-planned? To get all these people viewing him, millions and millions of people globally, not just nationally, globally. looking at Logan Paul, and every person saw, as you know, in boxing, they come out with these extravagant suits and crazy get-ups and all this stuff when they walk into the ring, in ring entrances. And what does Logan Paul come out in? His boxing gown and a BGS 10 Zard Pop 3 around his neck. There's a reason why he did that. So I do see that card getting to that point. It's unfortunate what happened on PWCC, and I agree with you, Sauce. It should have probably gone to Golden. But that's up to the discretion of the person that's selling it, to be honest. So it's their choice. All right. Any further comments on that, mate, before we move it on?
No further comments. I'm just, to sum it up is, I still take it with a grain of salt whether that is the case, considering that the last one, which was confirmed sale according to Card Ladder's database, was 212K. So for it to go for 180, I sort of believe it a little bit, even though there is screenshots of people not being able to bid. And I think that's had to do with more that even at that point, at a high amount, even within eBay, you need to be like you need to have some sort of verification with them. So it was more the fact that the people that were trying to bid weren't verified, something along those lines. So, look, whether it did or didn't sell at 180, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And it's just, there's some shady business going on. Now, not that I'm going to say that there is, but I'm going to say...
We're not mentioning any accounts.
Yeah, we're not mentioning any accounts or whatever, but I just think it's there could have been. So it's not without doubt. Yeah. Not without doubt. But enough of that, Doma. Enough of that.
Let's move on. All right. You wanted to rant on this last week. We didn't get around to it because we ran out of time. But you saw something and you got pissed off. And the fact that eBay dropped something today and their prices went up, which you can mention, Source. I'm happy for you to talk about it because you weren't too happy about it. But distribution in Australia, allocation of product. You're not too happy, you said to me last week. We didn't get around to it, so why aren't you happy?
Yeah, look, Doma, let's just go here by saying, why does it take so long for Australia to get their retail product? It baffles me. I'm in groups where there's monitors on Target, in America, and they're getting restocked constantly. They've moved off Prism. They're now getting Contenders basketball. We're still yet to get our Prism retail allocation here in Australia. Stuff that was ordered over 30 days ago. In the meantime, America's been pumped with the stuff. And I just don't understand why it takes so long for it to come down here. Now, where the breakdown in the process of logistics is, I'm not sure, but I don't understand how it can take 6 to 8 weeks to get the product at retail stores compared later than the US. I mean, this is beyond a joke in terms of how long it's taking to get the Prism product, and people are frustrated. I understand it's great you got it at retail if you're able to order it, but you want to be able to rip it, some of that when it first releases, because that's historically and proven with every single product in the history of all of cards that are on first release is when the cards are at their hottest. So if you're able to pull, maybe you pulled a silver LeBron tribute dunk, flogged those off that were going for $300-$400. I mean, happy days to you. But you wait 6, 12, 10 weeks after, and that same card's now worth $80. Right? Yeah. So you don't even get the opportunity to rip open and make a bit of bang for buck on the boxes that you do rip. I mean, not to say that that's what it's all about, but it's just frustrating that it takes so long to come down here to Australia. And I'm not the only one frustrated. There's heaps of other people that I speak to that they don't get it. And then the tip of the what's the saying? The
tip of the iceberg.
That was just the tip of the iceberg, Doma, because under that was today Zing and EB Games, same
Goodness
company
gracious.
essentially, come out with Contenders basketball blasters at 60 Australian dollars a pop, Doma. 60. Are you shitting me?
Why
These
can't
blasters were selling for $35 not long ago, $40. They're now $60. They released Prism at $55. How is Contenders basketball more expensive than Prism? How?
why can't these retail stores just be happy with the profit that they're making? They're selling out in every single pre-order. They're making their margins, which is what they paid for the product, to put on a pre-order, and then all the profit that comes with it, they're selling out. It's not like it's sitting on the desk or on the shelf for someone to come and purchase. I don't get that. Like, they're starting to catch on and they're starting to get greedy. Like, but the problem is we're going to go out there and buy it. Like, people in the hobby are going to go buy it for that price.
Well, word for people out there, save yourself the time. Go on to StockX.com.
Yep. Go on to StockX.
Look up the 4-pack Contenders basketball. If you want some Contenders basketball blasters, look up the 4-pack. You can order a 4-pack. The last sold listings is 150 Australian, and I think plus it's going to be like another 15 to $20 to post it. So for about $170, you're going to get 4 boxes. 170 divided by 4, Doma. That's $42.50. They are charging $60 a pop, and you are not going to see these. They are saying it's going to be released on the 9th of July, right? Every release date that they've given ever has always been pushed back, Doma. So do not believe that it's even going to come on the 9th of July. Save yourself the hassle. Go get them for about $18 cheaper per box off of StockX, and you won't even have to wait for it. They'll probably be shipped out. They obviously need to get shipped to StockX and then shipped out to you, but you'll probably get the boxes within 2 weeks, right? So I would go save yourself nearly $100. That's just my advice. Don't even give your money. You can even get these if you got Ship My Cards. You can buy them off eBay in America, ship them to Ship My Cards, then get them shipped back here, and it will still be cheaper than $60 a box. They are blatantly ripping off the Australian card collecting community. It is a disgrace. Enough is enough. Those boxes are not worthy to be $60. Sorry. Be happy. Sell them for 40, sell them for 45. I understand putting your prices up to an extent, but it's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand, Doma.
It was only a matter of time before they caught onto it. It was only a matter of time before they caught onto it. They're just scumbags.
And look, I'm here to keep them honest and informed. I will not be buying those boxes at $60. I'm saying that right now. I am not buying any boxes from EB Games and Zing at $60. By all means, if you just want to buy some to rip and whatever, that's fine. But it doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth, because you know what I like to do, Doma. I like to buy a few boxes, the max amount, which is 10, and I usually rip 3 when I get them, hold on to a portion of them, sell a portion of them, and then keep, some for a bit of a sealed collection for later down the track. I'm not happy at that price, because you get it at $60. What am I supposed to sell it to someone for as resale?
It for
$70. I mean, it's not. You're pushing it. It's a Donruss quality style box. It's not. It's you know what I mean. It's to that quality. It's not the best product by any means of the imagination. And most likely, I don't really know, but traditionally, Contenders basketball has on-card autos in it. Do we even see on-card autos in it this year because of the whole situation? They've just pretty much waxed stickers on a bunch of stuff that, previous years had on-cards in it. So, the on-card autos are probably less, which obviously in my eyes devalues the overall product, having more stickers in there. So, look, I'm not a fan. I'm not going to be paying $60. As I said, I wouldn't mind ripping some, and I think I am probably going to buy a 4-pack off StockX and get them for, I'm happy to get them here for 42.50 Australian. I think that's including postage. I think StockX will charge you $20 to post, obviously because it's from overseas, but still 42.
Still works out to be
42.50 a box.
If you put the postage into each box, it works out to be 47 a box.
Well, no, it works out to be 42.50 a box because it's 150 for 4 boxes, right? About 150 to 155 for 4 boxes, and plus $20 on top of that. So maybe 175 for 4 boxes.
Still cheap.
You're going to save yourself over $60.
You get a 4-pack for the price of 3 from EB. You get 1 for free, essentially.
Yeah,
pretty good. Anyway, that's some hobby tips there. If you want a better deal, go look at StockX. Don't waste your time. Rather you not get rorted because it's getting ridiculous. Because that's right. They're just trying to make bang for their buck. They don't care about us.
The line in the sand, Doma, is that when you can go overseas and source them and import them from overseas for cheaper, that's the line in the sand, Doma. And it's a bit different if you're maybe saving $3 or $4 a box. Yeah, probably not worth it. You're like, I can't be bothered, not worried. But when you're saving $10+ a box, hell yeah, it's worth it. Hell yeah, it's worth it.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous. What do you think about it? You buy 4, the leftover money that you save, you can buy a 5th. That's just crazy. It's just ludicrous. All right, let's get on to another checklist that we're going to look at today, Saucy, if you want to get it up. It is the 2020-21 Panini Noir basketball. It is $1,200 a box. Let me repeat that it is $1,200 a box.
Well, yeah, $1,200 on Cardboard Connection here. It says buy it now. Let's click on that. See what it opens. Opens up to
eBay.
Merchandise liquidations on Feebay, and where they've got it at $1,200 a box. I'm not sure if there's anything else out there on eBay. We can have a look, do a bit of market research right now and see where that's at. Some people there got the photo up there for $2,400.
As our friends at Cherry got it on their website. That's
possibly, Doma. Maybe you can have a look while
I'll look at that while we start going through that. So it is, before Saucy runs through it, 10-card box, hobby box. Contains 7 hits, can be autos or relics. Each first off the line, so photo box, has 1 exclusive gold frame card, which you will see in the images right there. There's Tyrese Halliburton. Non-hit cards comprise 3 spots per box, including expected base. That was not mentioned in the early info. Basketball choices include metal frame, rookie statement, feature length. Yeah. All right, so while you go through it, Sauce, if you want to run through that, I will get up the...
As you see, sneaker spotlights are back. There's a nice Steph Curry sneaker spotlight. You got the autographs and memorabilias. We'll go down to the checklist. Oh, that's a nice one. You got
that's sick.
There you go. AD with the Kobe Grinch Proton 5s, Kobe Grinches on. All right, Donna. So we got the base checklist. The base checklist consists of, here we go. That's the base checklist consists of 170 cards, 140 base, and then 30 rookies in the checklist, and then you got your icon edition, rookie icon edition. Then you goes down. You got your metal frame sets. There we go. Serial numbers to 25 and to 11 of the photo. Statement edition, feature length, split screen, rookie statement edition, vintage art. You got your rookie
Cherry
patch
has it on here.
set.
Cherry has it on here for 2,100 Australian.
Yeah, 2,100 Australian.
So USD to AUD.
What's that in relevant to USD? Black and white RPA, color RPA, rookies.
It's priced at about $500 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look, ladies and gents, that's what I'm saying. And we love our friends down at Cherry, but if you can save yourself $500 by pre-ordering a box on eBay from a trusted seller, Why would you not pre-order the box from someone in the US? Sorry, but I'm saving myself $500. 500. Like, it's a lot of money. So please, ladies and gents, do your research when you're going to be buying into boxes. I am not loyal to any one supplier or any one person that sells boxes. I will go where I save myself money, so then I can use that money to do other things that I want to do. Whether it be go to the coffee shop, whether it be using that money to grade some cards, whether it be using that money to put some fuel in my car. More money in my pocket is better, and less money I pay to get the products that I want is better for me as the collector. So, Doma, that's why we say do your research, and that's why we try to bring you a bit of opposing views and sort of opinions on this show that will get you thinking outside the box and not just go, oh yep, look, I can just get a box from there. And instead, if you just probably put in 30 minutes of work, you could have saved yourself $500.
That's it. So where are we at here?
You got the black and white RPA, the color RPA, number to 99, number to 5 as well. You got the rookie autograph set, which is platinum. There's 19 cards in the set. It's number to 10. You got the auto noir black and white autographs. Platinum's number to 10. And then you've got number to 99, I think a number to 49, number to 25, and a few players. Go through and have a look. Anyone out there, go through and have a look. I will try to remember to chuck this checklist. Can't remember if I did it last time, but I'll try to remember to put this in the description. It's not in there currently now. If you're watching on the stream, I'll chuck it in the chat right now, and you're more than welcome to check that later and have a look. But just go have a look, because this is what you should be doing before you maybe buy into a break or buy into something, is going through and having a look. And if you're going after a certain rookie, then so be it. Or have a look, and there might be a vet guy in a team that might be cheap to pick up in the Noir breaks coming up, and you're like, you know what, I wouldn't mind chasing that vet guy. That's those. It might be a vet guy at a team. For instance, I don't know if he's not in the set, but I'm just saying, for example, if you're a Reggie Miller person and, Indiana Pacers are usually cheap in breaks, maybe he's in the set and you're like, all right, I'd be happy to get a hit of Reggie Miller auto. So these are the sort of things you're looking for. It's looking for more value, and that's what I always look for, is try to go through the checklist and have a look at the potential hits that you could get, especially going in and having a look in the autos. Obviously, notably, they got Barkley. Boris Diaw seems to be making a bit of a feature in a few products this year.
Where so
as a vet, you've got Spud Webb. Spud Webb is a nice vet in there as well.
They need to go out there, Sauce, and get some Zdrunas Ilgauskas to feature in some products, mate. That's what we want. We want the Big Daddy Z.
Zdrunas.
Oh,
The second best player LeBron ever played.
Just imagine a dual. Just imagine
Kyrie got there.
Just imagine dual logo man, Sauce. LeBron and Zdrunas Ilgauskas. Cleveland card.
It just keeps going on. Prime color set. You got the award winnings autograph set. So that's just a 2-card set with Steve Kerr and Bernard King. You got freeze frame signature set, reigning night signature set, rookie private signing set. You got then number to 1 and number 1 of 1 and number to 10 cards. That one's pretty cool. There's only 10 cards in that set.
Remember Jared Jack?
Jared Jack, he was he was a good player, very good role player.
There's your boy SGA. He's in that set as well. Lukey's boy DeAndre Hunter, in there as well.
So look, it goes on and on and on, ladies and gents.
Snapshot, but sneaker spotlight. Let's have a look at sneaker spotlight.
Let's have a look here. There we go. That's a good one. All right, let's have a look. So you've got a Zion, Lonzo Ball, D Wade, Jason Kidd for the Nets, Allen Iverson, John Collins, Jason Tatum, Cam Reddish, the Don, Luka Doncic, Trey Young, LaMarcus Aldridge, Ja Morant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, if he actually decides to sign them, SGA, De'Aaron Fox, Joe Harris, Joe, I forgot how to shoot Harris, Jaren Jackson Jr., RJ Barrett, Latrell Sprewell, Lou Williams, Anthony Davis, PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker one will be good. Unfortunately, he's in the Houston's outfit. Kendrick Nunn, Paul Pierce, PJ Washington, Chauncey Billups, Steph Curry, Colin Sexton, Kyle Malman Malone, Shaq, Diesel, Kevin Durant, Laurie Markkinen, Ray Allen, Gary Payton, Kat, Carl Anthony Towns, and Dirk Nowitzki. So
Another one,
good names in there. Few very
another
good
one I
names
want to touch on is because we like vets and vintage guys as well, and which is the Icons memorabilia set. So 20 cards in that set, serial number to 99. So the parallel cards prime to 25, and there's a tag 101. Rodman comes in a number to 10 variant. Dr. J, Larry Bird, Kareem, and Ray Allen do not come in a 101 tag, but the cards in this set are Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, David Robinson, Isaiah Thomas from Detroit, Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullins, Sean Kemp, Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Gary Payton, Dirk, Dwayne Wade, KG, Ray Allen, Malone, Stockton, Rodman, and Duncan. It's a pretty good set, 20 cards. I'll be keen to see what they look like when they come out. So they've got some really nice stuff in here, Sauce. And with the gold auto on some of their cards, sometimes they've got the silver autos as well. They look fantastic. What more can we say, to be honest? Sneaker spotlights. Yeah, there's some more in here. Number to 99, 10 cards. I've got LeBron, Doncic, McGrady, LeBron again, Cleveland, Carmelo, Weber, Paul, Mitchell, Tim Duncan. So, all in all, Sauce, it seems to be a good product. Noir is very popular with collectors. People do gravitate to the sneaker spotlight and to the sneaker spotlight signatures, as the cards do look very nice. Also to the spotlight signatures that come in landscape and vertical cards. So look forward to that. That comes out on the 30th of June, I'm pretty sure. Should double check. I'm pretty sure it's the 30th of June that drops. And we anticipate it. As we know, our friends at Cherry will bust this product, and they do have the cheapest break in the world when they first bust the product.
For the cases.
Yeah, for the couple of cases, which is good, but it's a good way to have a look at it, which was fantastic. Last week we got to see them do impeccable. So, and we definitely do.
That is unbelievable. Their early breaks when they're getting the new product, because we like to, and it just breaks it down again, like having a look at the product and seeing how it's coming out, and sussing out Panini's quality control on the product is also so important, and understanding that that was the reason why I wasn't keen at buying Mosaic soccer boxes at the price point they were at. And now they seem like they are sitting down considerably around the 400 mark, which is good.
The last thing, Sauce, I want to bring up in Hobby Talk was announced today, which we love Wednesdays because there's always a bit of news. But well, Sauce. 7.5K to 15K. Horizontal slabs are coming. I'm talking about HGA. Everyone said it's not going to be possible. Can't be done. I go on eBay, I type in HGA slabs. There's more now than what there was a month ago. Next month there'll be more than what there was 4 months ago. And so on. It keeps growing. People trust them. They're building up a good brand. They have partnered themselves with one of the best podcasts in the hobby, in LTB. They're making all the right moves. And the thing is, they're living by their word, Source. They have, just want to give a kudos to them. All right? As we said, there is room for everyone in this hobby as a grader. And feel free to give anyone a chance. But they're doing good stuff, and they're going to be able to up their allocation to 15K a week. Saul said that by the end of the year, what did you say, 30,000 they'll be taken in?
Yeah. A week.
You're on fire. mid-year in that 15, so they're on good pace.
Hey, if they exceed the 30,000, I mean, I look even better because I was saying 30,000 was like a pass. You know what I mean? Like 30,000, like I'll be like impressed to have 30,000 by the end of the year. A week.
Imagine they get to 50. Pretty good.
I'm just
That's
saying,
600. That's
and
600,000 cards a year.
once again, it just brings it down to, I'm in a whole bunch of HGA pages. Like with any company, there's issues, right?
100% there is.
The way that they get rectified is none better than at HGA. They always get rectified. He's even, you tell me, would PSA ever do this? Partially refund you because
No.
it's taken longer than the 30 days. So
No.
they've only charged you for the 60 days. So instead of
Well,
charging you $30 a card, they've charged you $20 a card. But then they've got the cards to you in only, 5 to 10 days. They haven't then taken the whole 60 days to get the cards back to you. They've really worked on it, and you paid for the 30. They've refunded you partially, and then they've got the cards out within the next 5 to 6 days.
If that was the case, Sauce, like Matt's card shop. If you haven't seen his latest YouTube video with his PSA reveal, check it out. But he did an express sub with Lane, our mate Lane at 130 point, and it took 10 months to come back. If that was the case, Sauce, PSA would be bankrupt because they have to refund every client. So no, they would never give you a partial refund. That's my answer to your question. Never going to happen.
There's just the way that they're going about it. They care about the customer, and that's what I like to see. Once again, it's always difficult to get into the system. I'll be honest with you, Doma. I stopped trying for a while because I was just like, couldn't be bothered. But once again, they're upping their submissions. I do want to try get in there with some Pokemon cards because I believe I don't know if they're just yet if they're accepting, but they should be very close to accepting some Pokemon cards. I'd love to get a custom label on some cards that I've got.
I might have to break it out of me CGC slab and get some custom Zard labels made through HGA.
No, don't mess with the grade. You got a good grade on that Japanese one too, 9.5. Don't mess with it. Hey, I seen some bloke today. He had his Bowman Chrome LeBron Gold Bowman Chrome. He busted out of a BGS 6.5, sent it into PSA, and got a PSA 5. So
let's go.
Doesn't always work out for you. Doesn't always. Just kept in the 6.5.
Well, that's it pretty much for the hobby talk, Sauce. We'll move on to Sauceys Smokey if you have one. If not, we'll have to give a bit of an update on what's been happening on our channel, which is fine by us.
Yeah, we're not really much of a Smokey this week. It's more, I think my Smokey is if there's things that you really wanted to buy, as a collector for your collection, now is a very good time to buy many pieces in the hobby. Seeing it was so good to see a SGA RPA to 99 sell for about 100 US the other day. I can't remember the last time I seen, a 99 RPA SGA, sell for that cheap. 100, 110 US, it's reasonable. $150, you're getting a RPA. Give me that number to 99 RPA over his base prism, which PSA 10, which I think is still selling more than that, which is unbelievable. But it's just a good time to buy cards as a collector. I'm out here looking for Kobe cards. Yes. Look, still baffling me, Doma, that SGA's base prism last sold for 133 PSA 10, and there's a pop report for 2,500 and numbered to 99 RPA. I think it was numbered to 199. One of the two, and whatever. There's only 100 or 200 of them sold for 110, so cheaper, which is baffling. Still, so that's what I'm saying. There are still those opportunities in the market, and go out and look for them. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff that is on discount at the moment. We people that is the bottom here. I'm not going to come out and say 100% it is here. But what I do know is there is some really nice numbered cards of guys out there selling cheap. A friend of the show and co-host on the Crunch Time, Master_Sports Guy has been sending pictures in a group of second year numbered Trae Young cards going dirt cheap, and second year rookie numbered guys like DeAndre Hunter and the other guys from that draft who were selling for such ridiculous prices last year and going for cheap. So it's a good time to buy if you want to bolster up that collection. Let me just say that. I'm seeing prices of Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards, Tim Duncan rookie cards, these vintage guys that got massively run up are down to prices that they were at, 8 months ago, right in November, December, around that time where there's always a bit of a lull. It's interesting enough. So look, just be savvy, buy some stuff that you want for the collection. That's what I've been focusing on. That would be my Smokey for this week, is buy some stuff that you want for the collection, because now is a very, very good time to buy them. And if you really believe in that card, that card's good long term, maybe buy two, because when it goes up, because you believe in that card and believe in that guy or that player or whatever it may be, sell one, and pretty much you get the other one for free or at a really discounted price. That's sort of the way I look at it. Buy two. One you want to keep for the collection. The other one you sell when the price gets run up, and essentially the first one that you bought might be only cost you 20% of the total price. So it works out good in your favor in the end. That's one way that I've done it, Doma. But
I like it.
Yeah. So no specific Smokey, but it's just it's
few tips
and get you thinking, and maybe just something different to take away rather than me telling you a card. There's so many nice cards out there. And that's what I'm saying also.
Research.
With that, buy some stuff that you got of guys that you like for your collection, because now it's a good time. It's a good time.
I like it. All right, a few updates. If you haven't already, Azuro's Euro with Anthony Collects and Azuro_cards, featuring predominantly on the doublecoverage.media podcasting network. So just jump on there, have a look. It's doing fantastic. It's getting a great response. I've had, whether it's on their IGTVs or on the podcast platform. You want to watch it, it's on Azuro's page, Azuro_cards. If you want to listen to it, you prefer the audio, it is on the doublecoverage.media podcast page, where you can find this podcast. They've got heaps of guests lined up. More are coming. They've had a heap on the shows already. Other stuff, we hit 1,000 followers. Massive thank you to everyone. So we thanked everyone last week, but we'll thank you again. And in return, to show our gratitude and our love for all of you out there, we've got our giveaway currently running. It is going to be running to the 11th of July. Now, go to our Instagram page, click on the picture, the giveaway picture, and follow the steps in the description to enter. You will be in the chat. Sauceys just chucked it in the chat right now in the comments. He will tag it in the description of this video.
I'll put it in the description, Mama, the link to the post directly on Instagram, where you have to follow the instructions.
You have the opportunity to win 3 prizes, which are being sponsored to us and given to us graciously from Card Ladder. So a year subscription to their platform, a signed card from Tyson Beck, and a convention exclusive mystery pack from Cherry Collectibles. So thank you to all of them for donating to the giveaway. We really do appreciate it. And this is the perfect opportunity. We don't want to in the end of the day, we're not trying to pump ourselves up, because in the end of the day, it is a giveaway and the gift goes to you. And what's a better a better way than to enter something that's for free and potentially add to your collection, or you might even tag someone as per the rules to enter that might be keen on cards, that may have been struggling to get into cards, that don't know what to buy, and they could win a card and it could kickstart their collection. So what a better way to do something like that. And we're just grateful that we can give back to you, all of you, through our friends as well that we've built in the hobby. So that's it from us. Thank you for tuning in once again. Thank you for everyone that watched, everyone that is going to listen to the audio. We really do appreciate it. Remember to always share, subscribe, leave a review, and
Tell your worst enemy.
tell your worst enemy, as our mate Cage would say. Just tell them. Tell your mate that you think I'm struggling to know how to get into the card market and I want to get in. I just want to collect. If you think we've got some decent things to say, or you reckon they just like the Lamont of the week, even if they just like one segment, just pass it on to them. So on behalf of Sauce and I, keep living, loving, and breathing sports. I'm Dom, great man Sauce. Peace.
Peace out, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Also, follow us on socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Talking all sports, double coverage.